Is Quaden a 9-year-old victim or an 18-year-old scammer?
How much it is hurting us as a family. I want people to educate their children.
Work every day.
Yeah, lad.
Much money, bro.
Yeah, lad.
See?
That's it, eh, bro?
That's okay. You did it.
Hey you guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Magdal and today's video is one of those where you really have to look at the evidence carefully so that you don't jump to the wrong conclusion. It took me a while to get to the conclusion that I'm going to share with you guys today, so I encourage you to watch this video to the end and just follow me through the process so that you understand why I came to the conclusion that I did. But before we get into it, I'd like to say a happy birthday to Tiny Dancer XOX. It's her birthday today and I'm wishing her the best of celebrations. I hope her day is beautiful and filled with tons of love and happiness. I also like to give a big shout out to everyone who tagged me in posts or sent me DMs regarding the topic of today's conversation. Thank you so much. Today's video is about a boy named Quaden Bayles who is living with a condition known as achondroplasia, which is a form of dwarfism. Quaden went viral when a heartbreaking video showed him sobbing uncontrollably and telling his mother that he wanted to die. His mother, who was behind the camera, explained that this was the effect of bullying and called on other parents to educate their children on the effects of bullying. She showed the world how they felt as a family dealing with this ugly trait in humanity, and it was heartbreaking to watch, to say the least.
Is disability awareness and education within the school so that this doesn't happen. I've got some good advice, but I need more because this is the effect of bullying. This is what it's doing. And I want people to know how much it is hurting us as a family. I want people to educate their children. The whole anti-bullying shit isn't working. And I've got a son that is almost every single day. Every time there's a triggering anything that happens at school or in public, which is almost every time we're in public, and we're about to head into a shopping centre now. And I wish that I could record every instant when we're in public or have a hidden camera so that people could see. And this is the side that I don't choose to share. I choose to keep this private, but we can't do it anymore. We try to be as strong and positive as possible and only share the highlights, but this is how bullying affects a 9-year-old kid. And I've got to constantly keep my eye on him. This is what bullying does, people. I've already called the school. It's been several times. Every time there's a new kid that's not aware of Quaden's condition, it's bullying. So we just went to pick him up and we saw a student patting him on the head and making fun of his height, and I said, do you want me to do something about it? He ran to the car in hysterics because he doesn't want me to make a scene at the school, and God knows I will.
Following Quaden's viral video, someone named Brad Williams started a GoFundMe with a goal of $10,000, and they said that their goal was to raise money to help send Quaden to Disneyland as a way to show him that he was special and that he deserved happiness. They included this heartfelt message. 9-year-old Quaden is an amazing boy from Australia with dwarfism. One day when his mother picked him up from school, she found Quaden in hysterics. Quaden was being bullied so horribly in school that he just could not take it anymore. His mother filmed his tearful outcry and put it on Facebook to let people know the effects that bullying can have. The bullying was so severe in the video, Quaden can be heard saying, "Give me a knife, I want to hurt myself." And I'm setting up this GoFundMe to let Quaden know that bullying will not be tolerated and that he is a wonderful human being who deserves joy. I want to fly Quaden and his mother to America, get them a nice hotel, and bring them to Disneyland. The full story can be found at, and then they left a link to the story. This isn't just for Quaden. This is for anyone who has been bullied in their lives and told they weren't good enough. Let's show Quaden and others that there is good in the world and they are worthy of it. I've been in touch directly with Quaden's mother, so I will have their information to book the flights. Funds raised will be spent on 2 airplane tickets for Quaden and his mother from Australia to Los Angeles, as well as providing a hotel, food, and tickets to Disneyland Park in Anaheim for multiple days. After all the flights, hotel tickets, and food is paid for, any excess money will be donated to anti-bullying charities. I thought it was a beautiful thing and it was a heartfelt message, and I saw that a lot of people felt the same way because the GoFundMe, which had a goal of $10,000 at the time I was making this video, had raked up $419,853. But then while looking through, I saw another GoFundMe page for Quaden, and this time the goal was the same $10,000, but it was to help get Quaden new teeth. I thought it was a little suspicious that there will be multiple GoFundMe pages for the same kid, but then again it was possible because these pages were not being created by Quaden or his mom. These were just people on the internet who wanted to do something nice for them. So I thought it was possible that multiple people will be setting up GoFundMe pages. Shortly after, a video surfaced showing that Quaden's mother had taken him to go get his ear pierced as a way to cheer him up after what happened. But this beautiful story took a twist when a Facebook post showed up alleging that Quaden was not a 9-year-old victim of bullying, but in fact he was an 18-year-old Instagram influencer who had scammed everyone on the internet. The Facebook post showed a picture of his alleged 18-year birthday, and when I went over to Instagram to find out what was going on, I saw people making comments that Quaden had taken down some posts as well as altered the captions of a lot of posts to read that those pictures were not from his 18th birthday. I found it quite suspicious. I also found out that Quaden had turned off comments on his Instagram post, and I wondered why. Shortly after this, a video surfaced showing Quaden with wads of cash talking about working hard.
What do you get for working? What do you get for working? See? Work every day.
Yeah, lad.
Much money, bro.
Yeah, lad.
See?
That's it, eh, bro? That's it, eh, bro?
There was also a page from his profile which indicated that Quaden was an actor. At this point, the internet was torn. Is Quaden a 9-year-old victim or an 18-year-old scammer? I wanted to know the truth because when it comes to situations like this, I'm genuinely curious. On the one hand, I wanted to see something beautiful. I wanted to see a situation where the world came behind this victim to show him that he was worth it and that something beautiful could come out of this ugly situation that he found himself. But on the other hand, I didn't want a situation where people were being exploited or scammed out of their money because of their kind-hearted nature. These were people who saw a heartbreaking story on the internet and parted with their money. So I wanted to know which one it was. There were some people who argued that Quaden was 9 years old, and they linked to an interview that he did in 2015 when he was 4 years old. Now, based on the date of that video, it will put Quaden at 9 years old today. However, there were people who argued that simply because an interview was posted in 2015 did not necessarily prove that it was filmed in 2015 or that the clips that they used were from 2015. This was an argument that made sense, though I personally was tilting towards the fact that the interview was recent. And the reason for this is news agencies don't typically film interviews and then release it several years later. But I still didn't know what the truth was for sure, so I dug a little deeper to find out. For my search, I started from his Instagram page, and based on the posts that he was making, he looks pretty well off, just like the people had said. His designer clothing and fancy toy cars indicated that this was not someone who needed a GoFundMe page if they wanted to go to Disneyland. He could actually afford it himself. But on the other hand, I understood that simply because someone has money doesn't mean that their problems don't exist. It doesn't mean that he wasn't actually bullied and that he didn't feel the way he said he felt in that video. I went over to his sister's Instagram page and I noticed that she linked to a fake page of his rather than his real page. I found this suspicious and I wondered why. Now I knew this was his real page because he had a ton more followers over there and he was posting about fake pages warning people that they were fake. It just made sense that the real page would be the one warning people of fake pages. His sister posted pictures of him from back in 2014, which would put him at 4 years old at the time. But I noticed something in those pictures, and it was his teeth. He had a full mouth of teeth, which was not unusual for a 4-year-old. However, what I found unusual was the fact that his 2 front teeth had fallen out at the time. I looked up the age where kids normally change from the temporary to the permanent teeth, and according to this, it said that change starts at 6 years old. However, I knew that this was a guy with a condition, so it was possible that things with him were not following the normal timeline. I couldn't find anything else that was suspicious or concrete on his sister's Instagram, so I went over to his mother's Instagram. But while I was looking through her page went private. I wondered why she was making her page private and decided to go back to his page, only to find out that he had gone private as well. At this point, I thought it was either they were being hounded by the public and they just couldn't take it anymore, that's why they went private, or they had something to hide. So I got even more curious and I discovered this video from his mother's Facebook page that detailed his journey right from when he was born. Quaden was born on the 13th of December 2010. That would put him at 9 years old today. As you can see from the video, there were multiple Facebook posts made by his mother with dates that shows that this wasn't something that was staged. This was actually when he was born, and he clearly is a baby in these pictures. There is also this post from his mother's Instagram account posted in 2016 showing Quaden celebrating his 6th year birthday. That would also put him at 9 years old today. Everything adds up. But then after this, I saw a conversation of some people saying maybe he is actually 9 years old. But does this mean that his mom is not exploiting people and using this for personal gain? I personally don't believe so. Judging from the news articles from back in 2015 and the number of followers he has on Instagram, I could tell that they've been raising awareness about dwarfism for a while. And the boy is kind of an Instagram celebrity, so it makes sense that they will be making some money. Now here's my conclusion from everything. The evidence looks suspicious when it comes to the fact that he might not be 9 years old, or that he doesn't need a GoFundMe to be able to visit Disneyland. So I admit that things look suspicious, but the evidence proves that he's 9 years old. It also makes sense that there will be a GoFundMe because this person who created it is not him. The person just wanted to do something nice for him, and I'm sure it's something that he'll appreciate as well. I don't think it's out of place that he acts different, because this is another thing that I saw people talking about. They said he doesn't act like a regular 9-year-old. The truth is, he's different, so I guess it makes sense that he would act different. I'm pretty sure he's been struggling with this for a very long time, and his family has been trying to help him cope with it. I believe that buying him those designer clothes and fancy toy cars are just to cheer him up and make him happy. I see a mom who is dealing with a son that has an issue, and she's trying her best to let him have the best life that he can, regardless of the circumstances surrounding them. In the initial video that she shared, I could hear her crying while she was talking, but it was important to her to put that message out because according to her, she was tired and she just wanted it to stop. So that's the reason she was filming her child instead of hugging him or doing anything else that other people would have expected her to do as a mom. So in conclusion, I don't think that this is fake. This looks legit. I don't believe that everything was an act to scam us all into giving them some money. I believe that this was a real thing that happened to them, and they just put that message out there. It just happened to go viral, and they just happened to make a lot of money out of it, which really is not a bad thing in itself, because if you remember what was said in the GoFundMe message, any extra money that is not used to send him to Disneyland is going to be donated to charity, which is a good cause. That's about it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. As always, shout out to my amazing patrons. You guys are awesome people. I love and appreciate each and every one of you, and I can't thank you enough. If you like videos like this where I express my opinion on stuff, then please hit the subscribe button below to support my channel and become a member of the Drama Tribe. I and the other very amazing drama warriors would love to have you here. Thank you so much to everyone who's already subscribed to my channel. You guys are awesome people for real. Like and share this video with your friends, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.